Hi there folks. Okay, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to install PostgreSQL for Windows. I should say at the front that this video is aimed at school students and people learning the basics of SQL. I'm also going to be showing you how to localize it so that the settings are set up for UK currency and date formats. This is going to be particularly important for school students since exam boards often set questions where they've given the data in advance, which includes currencies and dates. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to Google for PostgreSQL download. So if we click on the link for Windows, we can see that there's another link here to download the installer, and that's the correct one that we need. So we go to this site here. This is called Enterprise DB. They seem to package it up on behalf of PostgreSQL, and we're going to download the Windows version. In fact, make sure it's the latest 13.1 or whatever's the latest. So we're going to download the latest version of PostgreSQL. At the moment, that's 13.1. There we go. And now it's downloading. Now that PostgreSQL has downloaded, we can get ready to install it. The first thing we're going to do is right click on it down here. We're going to do show in folder. And with all downloads, it's always worth doing an extra check that it's safe for viruses. Now we can just double click it to start the install. Let's start to install the software. Obviously, we're going to click next, and I'm going to take the default install directory, but we don't need stack builder, so we can turn that one off before we click next. Leave the data directory as the same, and we're going to set the password as Postgres. Both times. I find it much easier to use the same username and password. And I know that's bad for security for production, but for development purposes, and when I have to save it into a file anyway, it seems to be a reasonable compromise. Next, port the same. Now this one's important. What we have to do is set the locale. Well, I did find that it didn't work with it properly, so we might have to adjust that later. We're going to look for English United Kingdom. There we go. Now let's get that in there and click next. And there's all the settings. So we just click next and let it install. Okay, so that's it installed. So it's now safe to click finish. The next thing we need to do is we need to check that the install is working. And in particular, we need to check that the locale has worked properly. What we're going to do is we're going to run the program called pgadmin4. This is a graphical interface that is packaged with PostgreSQL, although it is technically a separate project. Relaunch pgadmin4. I've just added a shortcut key in there to make my life easy. First thing we need to do is set a master password for it. I'm just going to put in a simple password because for development purposes and it's running on my own machine with nobody else's access. Set that simple password and click OK. We now need to enter the password we set during the install, which was Postgres. Right, that's all installed. Let's check our databases. Just going to check that the database set the correct locale. So if we go to the Postgres database and click on the SQL tab, we can see that in fact it has set the American locale, so we're going to have to fix this before we can proceed. We need to close pgadmin now before we can continue. Don't worry if it comes up with a message about unsaved changes. To fix the locale problem, what we're going to do is stop the running database, delete the existing files, initialize it again but correctly, and then start the database again. We need to do this using the Windows command line, or in fact I'm going to use the PowerShell. It has to run as the administrator. So if we search for PowerShell, we will find that it has an option of run as administrator, and we must take that. Okay, now it's running. You can see that it's not got your username in it, so we know it's running as the administrator. We need to change the folder where PostgreSQL was installed. That's under Program Files, PostgreSQL 13. And in there, we're actually going to run commands from the binary folder, the bin folder. The first command we're going to run is the command to stop the database. So what we'll type is /pg_ctl.exe stop. And then we have to tell it which database to stop, and that is the database in /data. So we use -d space /data. That stopped the database from running. If you weren't doing this as the administrator, you'll get an error at this point. Next, we need to use the Windows Explorer and find that same data folder. We need to delete the contents of the folder, but not the folder itself, otherwise we might lose its permissions and that would break it all. We now need to use the PowerShell to recreate the database files we just deleted, but with the correct locale. This time we'll run /initdb.exe -locale en-gb, which will set the British locale, which is what this was all about. Tell it to use the same data folder again with -d /data. We now need to also tell it to create a Postgres user, so we'll use -U Postgres, and we also want it to prompt us to set the password for that Postgres user, so we will use -w. Let's try it. There we go. We type in the password of Postgres, type it a second time. That's created the database, so finally we can start the database by rerunning the earlier command but changing the word stop to start. If we now rerun pgadmin, we can check if it's worked and if we have the correct locale showing. Yes, look, it's changed the locale there to English GB. That's what we needed. Before we go any further, what we're going to do is we're going to just adjust pgadmin to avoid it showing so many different categories and options. These are designed for an industrial deployment and aren't needed if you're just learning the basics of SQL. We go to the File menu, we choose Preferences, and then we go to Nodes, and we're just going to turn off pretty much any of these we're not sure what they mean. Remember, you can always turn them back on again later if you've turned off something that you didn't need to turn off or shouldn't have turned off. Let's just speed through the rest of these. Click Save and then reload the page to show the result of these changes because it won't show you them otherwise. Excellent. That looks a lot simpler and easier to see what's going on. I've turned off one too many nodes. We'll need to go back into Preferences and Nodes, and I bet I've turned off schemas. Yeah, but there it is. If we turn that back on, that should fix the problem. Hopefully this time it's going to be happier. There we are, that's better. Well done. You now have a working install of PostgreSQL with a British locale and a simplified version of pgadmin. That's the end of this video.